Hello, good afternoon. It's Wednesday, the 20th of May. Yeah, 3:30, quarter to 4 in the afternoon. I thought I'd do a wee quick video and show you something I picked up at the weekend. Um, yeah, today's been. I'm coming off the back of a pretty bad day yesterday. It wasn't a great. It was a good day in some respects, and not a good best. Excuse the traffic going by the house. And not good in other ways. I had some pretty decent sales at the weekend and over the kind of course of the weekend, but it resulted in me yesterday having to pack three of the most, of certainly two of the heaviest, and three of the most awkward things I've ever had to pack, and they all had to be done on the same day. And to cap it all off, my label printer, the eBay app was playing up. What I usually do when I sell something, it goes into print postage label, from my phone. I've got a wee printer there, prints the label, dum dum dum. Um, it wasn't working. It wasn't working yesterday, and it wasn't working the day before. And the day before, which would have been Monday, I had a couple of things I had to post, and I phoned eBay, and I was on the phone to eBay for about 45 minutes. And the girl very quickly realised that she was dealing with somebody that didn't really know what he was talking about or what he was doing, or because she said, can you do it on your laptop? I says, my laptop's. I bought a laptop about a year ago. I hadn't had a laptop or a computer for a long time. I use computers in the work, but only for like Word documents and stuff like that, not for anything else. And so she says, right, we'll go do you on her phone. Go into Google. I says, I don't really use Google. I don't use Google as a search engine. I haven't done for a long time, many years. Google Chrome, don't have it on my phone. Anyway, she was trying to talk me down, and you could hear her going, she's going, that's okay, that's okay. It's very nice, it's very nice. That's okay, nice and patient. That's okay. And she's going, right, what you do this? Can you see it? And I'm like, no, can't see that. Can you do this? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, by hook or by crook, I got to a point where I managed to save two QR codes, and when save them onto my phone, and when you go up to the post office or wherever, you give them the QR code and they scan it and they print a label. I tend to print on labels, but I managed to get there. So yesterday morning, I had these three things, and I knew this was. I thought I had sorted it. I thought it was all fixed. So I came into the shed yesterday morning about 8:15, and wanted to just make sure everything went, and it wasn't working again. But I managed to get a way of printing off, not on my label printer, on normal paper. So I managed to do that right beside it, what was watching that. And then I had to start packing these things. One of them was a 14-inch, the last video, the 14-inch tele DVD combi, and that I bought for £5, sold for £79.99. So I had to pack that on my own, obviously. I was having a bit of an off day yesterday, so I don't know if it was the stress. I felt it quite stressful because there was three big things that I had to be packed, and then stress brings on your symptoms, your Parkinson's symptoms. So I think that, and then it's like a snowball. So you feel this, your hands, you get slow down, your hand starts to shake, and you're trying to parcel these things up, and you know, sellotape sticking to yourself, and nightmare. But so I got there, I got it all done. I started it early in the morning, as I say. I was in the shed, but that was me trying to print the labels. So I would say I started about 9:30, 9:45, and I never got the post office is only 5 minutes up the road, and normally I would walk up, um, or I've got a trolley. I would take the trolley because you can't. It's hard to park outside the post office, and because it was three big heavy things, I thought I might take them in the car, in the trolley rather, and I can just walk straight in instead of back and forth to the car. But anyway, it started raining, so in the car. So anyway, I didn't get to the post office to quarter to five at night time before I managed to get to the post office, and that was like all day posting and parkies and these things, and it was just like. And anyway, I done one was a keyboard. a big long keyboard. One was this wasn't actually something that I bought to sell on. This was actually my vintage Lenco Goldring GL75 turntable. And the reason I have to sell that is it's a 1969, 1970. It's an absolute cracker. Big heavy duty platter. Loved it as a turntable. But for the age, the dust cover on it was absolutely immaculate. It was just a great. And a few years ago, I put it into a guy in Edinburgh who is kind of elite hi-fi guy, and had it for a few months, and he just was doing it when he had the chance. This is a kind of guy where you don't go, he's look at hi-fi gear, you phone and make an appointment, and you tell him what you're looking for, and he sets it up, and you walk into his place, and it's all. So he had it, and he serviced it, calibrated it, and made sure it was all working nice. But the reason I had to sell it was because you can't play a record with the dust cover on it. You have to take the dust cover off, which is fine, unless you've got 3 cats. And 3 cats go, whoa, look over there. Let's go and have a run on that. So I had to get rid of it. I had to get it off. I had to buy a modern one that you could put the dust cover on. So I bought quite an expensive, well, not a pound, £500. Anyway, you don't even know that. This about 8 years ago. So that basically for the last 6 or 7 or 8 years, this cracking turntable, to buy a modern equivalent, you'd be talking about a grand and a half, a grand to a grand and a half. It's been in a box, so I sold it. But you've got to be careful with it, and the platter's mega heavy. So I had that, the TV, and this keyboard, all to pack on one. Find boxes are fitted, or make boxes out of boxes. That's one of the things you have to learn to do, is make boxes out of boxes. That one box is not going to fit back and make it do this and blah blah blah. So I got it all done, eventually, and then looked over and went, the remote for control for the telly's still sitting on the bench. Anyway, I ain't ripping it open, man. No way. So I sucked it up, stuck it in a jiffy, paid for it separate, £4.50 extra it's cost me. So I'm £4.50 out of pocket, more than that should have been. But that's your own stupid fault, isn't it? Yes, of course it is. Absolutely. Go and stand in the corner and have a word with yourself. So off the back of that, I was exhausted last night, and I've been exhausted all morning this morning. But I got a wee burst of energy there just about lunchtime, just after lunchtime. And thought I would come and show you something I picked up at the weekend. Now, when you go out to car boot sales, I don't know if everybody else does it, but I certainly do. I have a tendency from now and again of buying something and then getting home and going, what did you buy that for? What were you thinking? And this was kind of one of them. I seen it and totally, instantly was like, I want that. I've got video of me actually buying it and bartering with the guy. And got it home. How I got it home, I'll never know, but I got it home. And then researched it. And I'm bloody glad I got it home. I'll show you what it is. I'll need to turn you around. Can I turn you around? Nope. Hold on. No, I can't turn you around. So I'll need to try and get it all in. If you can see behind me, it's full pottery. Massive dinner service with serving bowls and you name it, it's there, cups and saucers. And so I got it home without breaking it, and then I got it home, and I was like, I thought, it doesn't look, it's in great nick, there's no a chip or a mark or anything on it. Hang on, you're going to fall off. There's no mark on it or anything. It's in really good condition, but then it's pretty. That's better. It's in. Stay where you are. So you get it home and you look in it and it goes microwave, dishwasher, and freezer safe. And you think, oh God, it's about 10 minutes old. It's about 10 minutes old. so you've maybe bought a load of rubbish. So it's Pool Pottery, and it's called, the pattern's called Vineyard or Vineyard. So I decided to do a wee bit of research. And just an example of the research, wee tea plates. Just last month, 3 of these tea plates sold for £45 for 3. £45 for 3 of the tea plates. I've got 7. For some reason I've got 7 cups, 7 tea plates, 7 saucers. Don't know that. I don't know what's that. That's for a dysfunctional family. Who knows? I've got 7 anyway. So 3 of these plates went for 45. Sold. They're not listed for. Sold for 45 quid. So that was okay. Three of the dinner plates sold for £45. And just another example. What was the other thing? Oh, one of these dishes called an entree dish, like a serving dish, sold for 25. So that was 3 plates, 45. 3 plates, 45. 1 dish, 25. So I was like, oh, that's alright. Because I paid £13 for the whole lot. £13 I paid for the whole lot. I said to the guy, and I know the guy, I bought quite a lot of stuff off him. He was a guy that, I think I mentioned him before, where he says, you say, how much do you want for that? And he'll say, how much do you want to give me? So I said, how much do you want for the dinner service? He goes, I usually get £15 or £20 for that. It's a pool service. And I didn't know, I was like, was that like expensive? So I went away for a wee second, and because I was only in the car about 5 minutes, and I went away and come back, and I says, I'll give you £13 for the whole thing. I says, I remember I've got to try and get it home without breaking it. He went, alright, have it for £13. Do you want a box for it? Aye, give us a box for it. I didn't take the box, I put it in my trolley. So I worked it all out, roughly, averaging prices and all that. And of course, this is not carved in stone. This is not carved in stone. This is potential. But going with the prices that we've got, they've got online on eBay for solds. Most of the things. I'm sure I had a sugar bowl. I didn't see find a sugar bowl. It might be still in the shed or in the car. Potential sale price for all of it. I'm not going to sell it all. I'm going to sell it in one big lot. Jeez, oh, no way. Oh, God, if I thought yesterday was stressful packing stuff. So I'll sell it. I'll look into it more and find out the best combinations of things to sell. In numbers, it'll be small numbers. But in total, £444. Cost me £13. Alright, may take a wee while to come through. Couple of weeks, couple of months, depends how when I put it on and how many I put on and blah blah blah. But aye, £444 from £13. Can't be bad. Cannot be bad. I bought some other strange things at the weekend, but I'll maybe go through that with you another time. I just thought I'd share that one with you because that's a wee boost. You get that, you go, whoa, that was a good one. Especially when you question yourself coming home and you go, what the f*** did you pick that up for? And there you go. So, anyway, a midweek rabble, whatever. Hope you're well. Hope the week's going okay. A week today I get in the hospital. Yeah. And then who knows what the future holds, eh? Saddle up and ride your ponies. Anyway, on that note, I'll see you later. Bye bye.